to my kitchen, Gigi's kitchen. Today we're going to do some salads. It's summertime, and these are not dinner salads. These are side salads. They're side dishes. So we're going to do 3. It makes it really easy when you're doing a grill out or you've been asked to bring a dish to a cookout. You can throw one of these together really easily, and there you're off going. I do add a little twist to mine, so stick around so you can see each one and the ingredients that go in them. I will be adding that in the description box as well, so you can take it and make it your own. So the first one up is called a bean salad. It's a 3-bean salad. So as you can see here, I have 3 different kinds of beans, and they are canned beans. We just buy your favorite ones, whatever your favorites. This is cannelloni beans, pinto beans, and red kidney beans. You could do black beans, navy beans, chickpeas. You could do an assortment. I usually pick 3, and that's what goes in them. I open the cans, I put them in the strainer, and then I drain them and put them in the bowl. Now I have to say, this is my sister's recipe, and I know I'm not going to make it exactly like she does, but every time we have a cookout, somebody said, "Where's Lynn's bean salad?" They love it. And it really is better, as with all of these cold salads, that you make them ahead of time, let them sit in the refrigerator overnight so all the herbs and all the seasonings can melt. So I put them in the bowl. And the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make a little vinaigrette. Now, if I was at home and it was just me for my family, I'd take the bottles and start dousing. But I know you guys like order. So I'm going to show you real quick our little vinaigrette. We make it all the time. So I've got my olive oil, good olive oil, whichever one you want. And I'm going to put about 2/3 cup, because I always do 1/3 acid, 2/3 cup of oil. Then I'm going to go in with my red wine vinegar. Now I like red wine. You could do balsamic if you want more umami flavor. My sister Lynn, she always uses rice wine vinegar. She likes it because it's very mild. Now I'm going to go ahead and fill this up till I get to 1 cup. I'm going to go ahead and add my salt and pepper to this, and just a dash of some Dijon. So I have out here. Now what I've done is prep for all 3 of my salads, so I don't have to stop and start over. I've got everything I need for all 3 right here. There we go. Now the next thing we're going to do, we're going to put a garlic in here. And remember, with your garlic, you don't want to press it until you're ready to use it, or chop it until you're ready to use it, because it won't last. About an hour from now, it will have no more flavor or zing to it that makes garlic garlic. So that goes in. Now I'm going to add a little seasoning to it. I just have some no salt seasoning here. Going to put a good teaspoon in there, because I do have a lot of beans. I'm going to add some salt and pepper, and I have some pink Himalayan here that I'm just going to grind right in. And then you can taste it at the end, and if you need to add more salt, or after you've let it sit in the refrigerator before you serve it, you can add more salt at that time too. Here's my fresh ground pepper going in. And now we're going to get our little whizzer out, and we're going to emulsify this. I'm going to put this on the beans and stir it all up. So, we're good. Here are my onions. And I have a good half medium to half large. It was a large onion, so it's probably a medium purple onion. And the whole thing's going in. Okay? I have a little yellow pepper. These are 2 of the mini peppers, seeded and chopped, and they're going in. And then I'm going to also add to my, I've got some little garlic chives I picked up at the farmer's market. I'm going to put those in, and I'm going to add a tad of rosemary. And it's fresh rosemary too, so we're going to chop those up. Just a rough chop, nothing too fancy. And that's going in. That's probably a good tablespoon, maybe 2. And that's going in. I'm going to pull my leaves off. I'm not going to get too picky about this. Get me some rosemary off of here, and then I'm just going to pull it apart and drop it in there. I don't want too much, but I do want a hint of rosemary in there with the garlic and the onion. And that's about 1 sprig. Maybe I got almost of it off of there. There we go. Okay, now I'm going to put the emulsifier or vinaigrette over the top. And I'm going to cut it really well. I'm going to cover it with some saran wrap, and then it's going to go back into the fridge. So it's well covered. And you can go ahead and add your kosher salt to it if you want. But you can put Cajun seasoning in here. I just like the herby side of it, you know, with the rosemary. You could put thyme in here. There's just all kinds of things, whatever you think you like. There we go. And that's it. I do think I'm going to add a little more salt. Now remember, these are canned green beans, so they're already going to be salty. And I am going to add just a tad more black pepper. White pepper would be nice too, or some cayenne, like I said earlier, if you want to give it a little kick. And salad number 1 is done. Doesn't that look gorgeous? I still have a little vinaigrette left. I'm going to douse some more on there. Never had too much vinaigrette. Oh yeah, that looks really good now. Good and well coated. Ready to go to the fridge. And let it all sit together. There's our. We're going to go with the coleslaw here, and I've got a mixing bowl. And we're going to put a little bit of apple in it, a little bit of red cabbage. I have cabbage mix, just the one you get in the bag. This is a half a bag with the carrots. It's already shredded and ready to go. And I'm going to shred this. I also have to go in this some celery, which I love celery in my coleslaw. Some celery seeds to go, and of course our seasoning and our seasoning salt. So the one thing about this, and if you wanted to use regular cabbage, just buy you a regular head of cabbage instead of buying it already ready to go. You can do that. This is a small little bit. You don't need a lot. But I am going to take this coarse end off here because I don't want that part. It's too coarse. And then I'm going to stand it up, and then I'm just going to grab it. Cabbage here. I'm not going to use. We'll save it for something else. I don't know what. Now this is about a half a stick of celery, and I ran it through the box grater on the large size, mainly so I can get it fine. And I'm going to put it in here because it's going to be really strong. So if you were doing the whole bag and more, you could add more celery to it if you wanted to. Now the other thing I like in my cabbage and coleslaw is apples. So we're going to cut up this. This is a Honey Crisp. So this is where my sweetness is going to come in with all this savory. So I can have a little bit of sweet with all that tang. So I'm going to go ahead and cut it. And I might not use the whole thing. And I'm going to cut it into little matchbox sticks. I want to keep them white. once it gets wet and you get it stirred, it's going to shrink. All the fluid is going to leave the leaves and go into this dressing, and then you're going to have about half. So this looks like a lot, but by the time it melts down and everything blends together and all the water releases from the cabbage, it's going to be about half this size. So remember that. But again, use this serving size on coleslaw is about half of what you would think a normal size would be. So there we go. Set that over there. What am I going to do with that? Set it over here. I have a bowl up here where you can see. I'm going to stir this all up. Now we've got 3 layers of celery in here. We got the celery I just grated. Oh yeah, that looks really good. You can't really see the apple because it just blends right in, but when you bite into it, you will find it. I have my celery seeds, and these are just regular old celery seeds. It says it on the bottom, and you can see the little seeds. You don't need much. One of the things you have to do is you have to take it, you have to squish it and kind of roll it through your fingers like this, so you kind of break them up so you get the flavor out of them. So, and I just put, what is that, about a half a teaspoon in there. It doesn't take much. So there's that second one. And then I'm going to add our no salt seasoning blend here. And this has celery in it as well, and onions and a little lemon and some garlic. It's got a little bit of everything. So I'm going to sprinkle that across the top. So there's probably about a half a teaspoon going in there. Now the dressing for this is mayonnaise and vinegar. You can do whatever you want on the vinegar, but I would definitely stick with red or white or whatever you think you might like. So here we go. I'm going to put a big scoop in here. And this usually takes a good tablespoon, maybe a 1/4 of a cup, because you want to coat it really well. So that's about a 1/4 of a cup there. We'll start with that. And then we're going to coat it. Make sure it's well coated. And then I'm going to just keep going. Okay. So see, now we're getting really coated. Now depending on how much mayonnaise you like in your coleslaw, depends on how much you might want. Some people don't like a lot, you get over mayonnaise it too. So since I put my apple in here, and this is a Honey Crisp, I will not be adding sugar. Some people do add sugar to their coleslaw to help balance it out, but I will not be adding it to it. We need to add some salt. A good shakerful. And this is just my pink Himalayan grinder salt I'm putting in. I'm going to add some black pepper. A good layer of that. And then I am going to add a little bit of the red wine vinegar. Just a sprinkle, a dash across the top, not a whole lot. Probably not even a teaspoon. And then we're going to stir it up. It smells wonderful. I can really smell that celery in there. The red white vinegar is really making everything pop too. And I do think I'm going to add a little more, maybe just that much. What's that, 2 more tablespoons? So that's perfect, yeah. And it actually looks like everything's trying to turn pink from my cabbage, which is okay by me. So that is ready to go. It's going to continue to marinate and continue, and you can salt it and pepper it one more time before you serve it. So I have this little bowl here. Now that we've got this all mixed up, I'm going to put this in here. Okay. Second salad done. We're ready to do our potato salad. Now this is something new for me because I've done it a couple times this summer already, and I thought, oh, this is so much easier. I just love to go, and I'm just making a small batch to go for our dinner that we're going to grill out with tonight. If I was going to make for a huge cookout, I would probably go buy me a big bag, a 5-pound bag of russet potatoes, and I would cook those. But these are the little mini ones, and you can get them in all different colors. ones. This is the red, white, and blue one. So they're blue, and then they have the red potato and the yellow potato or white potato, and they're the mini ones. So they don't take any time to cook up. I went ahead and cooked them already. So they're already washed, they're clean. All I did was quarter them, put them in some hot water with a little salt, put them on the stove, got a low simmer on them, and watch them very closely because you don't want them to crumble. You want them to hold together. Now some of them, they will crumble because they're smaller, but that's okay. We like that, some of it to crumble and the potato to become part of the dressing. So what we're going to dress this with though, is we're going to dress this with a little bit of garlic black pepper aioli. So we can do that. Now my mom used to make us dressing for her potato salad, and she would cook it on the stove. She cooked it down with eggs, and it's like cooking mayonnaise, and then she'd chill it, and then you put it on there, and it was very creamy, and it was so wonderful. And I still remember that. So this is something similar to that. We're going to make that aioli up, and then we're going to put it on. So I'm going to need my little bowl here. So I'm going to transfer this up here. I'm not going to worry about cleaning it or anything because it's all good and seasoned. And I'm going to put a couple of big scoops of mayonnaise in here. So aioli traditionally is mayonnaise, whether you make it homemade or you use a jar. It's mayonnaise. I've never made it with Miracle Whip or salad dressing. So if you do make it with that, let me know how you like it. Is it as creamy? Then you use your olive oil and your garlic, your black pepper. You put a little lemon, but we're not using lemon today. And then salt and pepper. So it's pretty basic. And I think I have a video somewhere with how to make the basic aioli. So I'm going to put that in there. And what is that? About 1/4 of a cup of mayonnaise. Instead, I am going to add some white wine. I have a little white wine to replace my lemon with. And so I'm going to put in, this is 2 ounces, but I think I'm going to just go for 1 ounce right now. And then we'll see if we need more, we can add more. So about 1 ounce of white wine. It's actually Pinot Grigio. Pretty basic. I'm going to add a little bit of this Dijon in here for my little kick. I'm going to add and press in my garlic. My salt, my black pepper, I like a lot. There we go. And this is some garlic herb no salt seasoning. We'll put a dash of that, and I mean a dash. There's probably what, 1/8 of a teaspoon in there on that. So I can stir all this around. Oh yeah, I put too much wine. I'm gonna have to add more mayonnaise. I have to whiz it so I can get it thicker. And I haven't even got my olive oil in yet. Oh, it smells wonderful. All that fresh garlic and herbs. There we go. Yeah, I see you down there. Julian's decided to come visit. I rearranged the kitchen, moved her chair, and she is very upset. So, and there, I just put a douse of olive oil. You can see probably about a tablespoon. So I'm going to get my whizzer back over here, and we're going to see if we can emulse this a little bit. Oh yeah, there we go. Okay. That looks really good. Okay, so it's very creamy. take this out and you can see how creamy that is. Perfect. So now we're going to put this on here. Now I am not adding white onion to this or yellow mustard. That's a whole nother potato salad. But what I am going to add to it is some green onions. Some more of these garlic chives. That's good. That looks like about a tablespoon. And now I can put my dressing on there until it's well coated. And you can see it's very drizzly. And that's what I want. Nice and creamy. This is not like mashed potatoes with mustard, which is what my husband loves. And so I have to make that for him every once in a while. So, and see, we're just getting it really nice and coated, just like that. And it looks so pretty. And there is our third salad, ready to go. I can smell it from here. Smell the garlic and everything. Oh, so yummy. This one little potato here. That's it. So creamy. So creamy.